Good job on Jerry, about to check out 10 most disappointing surprise returns in WWE. This video is about WrestleMania, man. That means the fans didn't give a shit about who came back, what they said, what they didn't say, what they did. None of that. The fans didn't care about none of that. So we about to hop into this video, man. See the 10 most disappointing surprise returns in WWE history. So let's hop into this video.
What makes for a great surprise return in WWE? Well, fans under no circumstance should see the wrestler in question making a return at that specific moment, and the returning wrestler should be a wrestler that fans genuinely want to see make a comeback. There have been some tremendous surprise returns throughout WWE history, from John Cena at 2008's Royal Rumble to Roman Reigns' dramatic return at 2020 SummerSlam event. These returns were truly magical.
They gotta be somebody the fans like.
WWE have greatly misjudged fan interest in certain wrestlers over the years, and this has led to some downright lackluster surprise returns. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 of the most disappointing surprise returns in WWE history. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive links.
Jax, because the fans really didn't like Nia Jax back then.
Number 10, Alberto Del Rio. Well, there was a ton of buzz heading into the 2015 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. WWE were advertising a US title open challenge featuring John Cena for the show, and there was extensive speculation surrounding the mystery opponent. However, when it was revealed that the surprise opponent was Alberto Del Rio, fans were left bewildered. Del Rio had left WWE over a year prior, and there was no desire to see him return. Del Rio was weirdly paired with his former rival Zeb Coulter in a pairing that made little sense and did little to generate excitement. In a shocking turn of events, Del Rio defeated Cena to win the US title,
had asked for time off
Cena's epic US title reign in the
after that match because he was filming the TV show.
As it was a push from fans to see a young star such as Big E or Sami Zayn to be the one to end Cena's reign. But in fact, it was
got hurt, though.
Del Rio that just left fans feeling very deflated. Number 9, the Big Boss Man. The Big Boss Man is one of the greatest big men in the history of pro wrestling. His work was acclaimed by fans, and he's often considered one of the key names that should have probably won the WWE title during their career. Notwithstanding how great Boss Man was, his surprise return in 2001 was incredibly random and left fans wondering why the former hardcore champion was suddenly back in WWE. Boss Man would return on a random episode of SmackDown, interfering in a match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T. Fans barely reacted to Boss Man's return.
They probably didn't know who he was.
And it wouldn't take long for Boss Man to be an afterthought in WWE, being relegated as Sunday Night Heat for the majority of his final run in the company. Number 8, Chris Masters. In 2009, WWE decided to give Chris Masters one more shot at the big time. He would make his grand return on Raw in a match against MVP, and upon his surprise return, it was evident that nobody in attendance cared about the masterpiece. It was incredibly awkward as Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler on commentary attempted to present Masters as a big deal, but the crowd reception and the response from fans watching at home was lackluster to say the least. In Masters' defense, during his final run in the company, he worked incredibly hard to get better in the ring, and although he was often relegated to shows such as Superstars, he gradually managed to find his groove from an in-ring perspective.
He came back,
Number 7, Jack Swagger. On the road to WrestleMania 29, WWE decided to give Jack Swagger a huge push.
This push would
begin with a surprise return
he got arrested for marijuana possession.
2013's edition of SmackDown. As Booker T was discussing plans for the Elimination Chamber event, Swagger abruptly interrupted Booker. This was incredibly awkward as the crowd barely reacted.
The All-American
WWE had to pipe in fake crowd noise. Swagger would then be propelled into the main event scene following a controversial character shift, which included adding Zeb Coulter as his manager. Swagger would later win the Elimination Chamber match and would go on to wrestle for the world title in a match against Alberto Del Rio at WrestleMania 29. This was an unusual return as the WWE were of the belief that fans wanted Swagger to be a top guy in the company, but this simply wasn't the case. Number 6, Emma. When Triple H took over WWE Creative in 2022,
Emma been gone for a couple years, so nobody really recognized her.
Prior. Some of these returns were welcomed by fans. Talents such as Brian
and a lot of fans who are new now used to watch wrestling back in the day. They're not familiar with Emma.
Buzz at all. One of these surprise returns was Emma, who returned to face Ronda Rousey on SmackDown. Emma is a fantastic wrestler, but it was as if the crowd had either forgotten all about her, or the crowd simply didn't care.
They forgot about her.
Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary insisted that it was a big deal that Emma was back.
It's been a minute since she's been in WWE.
Reflect this. It didn't help that Emma would go on to lose a return match to Rousey, making fans assume that Emma had returned just to put over other talents. Number 5, Hit Row. Speaking of surprise returns in 2022, one of the most unexpected returns was the return of Hit Row. The stable will return in the summer of 2022, and upon their music hitting, there was an initial bit of excitement. But then fans realized that the former leader of the faction, that being Isaiah Swerve Scott, was now part of the AEW roster. Fans instantly questioned why Triple H had brought back the stable, which now consisted of Top Dollar, Ashante the Adonis, and B-Fab. The stable would return as a babyface tag, but this ended up being a total failure, so they were forced to turn the group heel just a few short months after their return. Number 4, the British Bulldog. During the peak of the Attitude Era, WWE made the bold decision to bring back the British Bulldog. In his initial run, Bulldog was insanely popular, but the Attitude Era was a different time period altogether, and Bulldog struggled to fit in. He made his surprise return to WWE in a match against the Big Boss Man on SmackDown, and it was likely that WWE fully expected Bulldog to receive a thunderous ovation, but it was incredibly weak, as fans didn't seem to know who he was. The return had sadly fallen completely flat, and even though WWE attempted to tweak the Bulldog's presentation with new theme music and a new ring attire, it just wasn't working. The Bulldog would work with top talents such as The Rock and Triple H, but even they couldn't make the Attitude Era audience care about him. Bulldog was seriously suffering from nagging injuries at the time, and this definitely impacted his in-ring work. Bulldog would previously be able to have excellent matches, but 90% of his matches during his final run were unfortunately relatively poor. Number 3, the Great Khali. It's been discussed at length how Jinder Mahal's WWE title reign in 2017 turned a lot of fans away from the product. But this match with Randy Orton inside the Punjabi prison match at the Battleground pay-per-view highlighted all the problems with the reign. The match was abysmal and didn't warrant a main event slot. The match also featured a surprise return as the Great Khali made his grand return to WWE to help Mahal retain the title. Weirdly, Khali came out to Mahal's theme song in Titantron, which left fans puzzled, and it was down to a genuine production mistake on the part of WWE. This return made the match even worse in the eyes of fans, as Khali had a less than stellar reputation as a performer, and fans instantly were concerned that Khali was now going to be
was just a one and done thing anyway.
Product. Thankfully, his return was a one-night only deal, which was the right move, as WWE would have struggled to find a meaningful place for Khali in 2017. Number 2, Ronda Rousey. Rousey's inaugural run in WWE exceeded all expectations. She had some excellent matches on pay-per-view, and it could be argued that Rousey's involvement helped elevate the women's division in WWE. However, when Rousey returned to WWE at the 2022 Royal Rumble, fans were less than excited. Rousey returned as a complete surprise in the Women's Rumble, entering at number 28 and winning the entire thing. The reaction Rousey received from fans wasn't what WWE would have liked, and it seemed that fans had already moved on from Rousey being a WWE star. Rousey's performance in the match received criticism. Rousey had extensive ring rust, and Rousey's character work was muddled and complex. Rousey left WWE as the top heel in the women's division.
She did better in 2018 when she first came in. I think everybody liked her then.
Logically explained, which led to fans not knowing how to react during a second run in the company. And number 1, Nia Jax. But during the first run in WWE, Nia Jax wasn't exactly the most popular wrestler in the world. Nia had obtained a reputation for being unsafe in the ring, and her social media antics made fans strongly dislike her. Nevertheless, WWE made the shocking decision to have her return at the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble match. She would enter as a complete surprise, entering the match at number 30. In hilarious fashion, WWE's production team botched Nia's return as they began to play her theme song before the countdown timer had even started. Nia's return left fans disappointed, as nobody wanted her to return, and the highly prestigious number 30 spot was certainly a questionable spot for Nia to make a surprise return to the company. But there you have it, folks, 10 of the most disappointing surprise returns in WWE hit.
Alright, it's a great video, man. Let me know down below in the comments on what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.